Hello, citizens of Gotham. My name is Graham Elwood. You are watching the Political Vigilante. Oh man, we're getting close to updating the new studio. Pow, look at that. Right now though, look at that graphic. Oh my God, it's amazing. Well, guess what? The DCCC cannot handle incumbents losing. So what does the DCCC do? They change the rules. That's what they do. This is by Jack Crosby. It's fantastic what they're doing. I'm going to go into the details, but basically what they're doing is saying that marketing and consulting companies cannot work with people like Ocasio-Cortez. Look what she's doing. She's just calling out all of the bullshit. And when she's getting smeared by the right and the left, you know she's doing something right. They're like, tell this girl, Whoopi Goldberg. Remember Whoopi Goldberg was like, just stay in your lane. Do your job. Oh, wow. Yeah, was Whoopi Goldberg, was she waiting tables at a taco place a year ago? Oh, no, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. She was making her 7-figure income as she's been doing for decades. Right. This is what the DCCC is doing. The new hiring standards, which per the National Journal went out to more than 100 political firms that consult or work on campaigns around the country, say the organization will not contract with or recommend the services of any firm that chooses to work for an incumbent Democrat's opponent. I'm sorry. Boy, that's democracy, isn't it? Isn't that the Democratic Party? So they just got their ass kicked for backing this ridiculous Russiagate thing. Oh, and that whole thing was, remember, fair elections. We can't have our elections unfairly influenced by a foreign power. But they can now lean on, that's what they're doing. It's unreal. And they just do it. What if we spent the last 2 years going after the DNC, their fraud, showing how corrupt that party was? This is unreal. I'm all for Bernie getting the nomination because the Democratic Party is a very powerful machine that has huge fundraising and stuff like that. But, I mean, if he doesn't get it, I hope then this is when the party goes away. If he does get it and can truly reform from within, okay, great. Great, but unreal. Let's go into the details here. The new protocol, intentionally debuted only in the off year before most campaign hiring begins, presents a stark financial deterrent to the country's top firms that provide essential services ranging from polling to TV advertising to strategy. It could cripple would-be primary opponents' ability to entice top talent to join their staff. The DCCC independent expenditure arm doles out millions in contracts to consultants and drives more revenue toward them by connecting campaigns with vetted operatives. Well, I guess in one sense it's good because we're learning how the system truly works. And that's why so many of these opponents to Bernie, and there's Bernie, there's Tulsi, and that's about it. Liz Warren, I don't call her a progressive at all. But the whole system is stacked. It's unbelievable. Anybody screaming about Russia and fair elections, does this bother you? They just said you can't give your services. Imagine. This is America, no? You can't work. If I run against Ted Lieu, he's my congressman, I cannot get the services, even if we raise everyone wants Graham to win and fight, and nope. They can't. You can't, I mean, you can, they're not outlawing it, but it's that crap like YouTube has just, they demonetized my video about Kathy Griffin. They demonetized my video about the New Zealand Prime Minister banning assault weapons. That's how that's the corporate, that's how the ruling class stays in power. They pass this little thing. They just, well, you can do whatever you want. You can hire whatever firm you want. You have that freedom. You just can't, we will not let, these companies we won't back or vet or ever hire again. It's like, Graham, you can make videos about wanting to ban assault weapons. You can make videos showing that Kathy Griffin lives in a $10 million house in Hollywood and is a racist, privileged, rich white lady that called a young Muslim woman a, quote, fucking pussy, quote. You can do those videos all you want. You can talk about the war in Yemen, but you can't make money from it. It's a form of censorship. They just don't want, unreal. The thing that's so stupid about this, so now no one can run against Ocasio-Cortez. Well, they can, but they can't get this help. She's in the incumbent now. In the next election, she will be the incumbent. So will Omar and everybody else. The DCCC's weak justification for these rules is to protect the Democrats' hard-won majority in the House. No, shit, this is God, they're so full of shit. We don't want to lose our majority in the House. To what? You mean like those 130 Democrats that wouldn't sign on for campaign reform or not taking oil money or those, well, these are the corporations. This is the ruling class protecting itself. This is like, you can't say, no blacks or Jews join your country club anymore, but you can just say, well, there's a $200,000 initiation fee, and then you have to go through a certain, you have to come out of these schools or whatever, you know what I mean? Like they just veil it. That's what this is. The DCCC is a private country club. And we don't want any of those types. That's what they're saying. Blocking the best political firms from working with progressive primary opponents doesn't make fragile centrists in swing districts any safer from Republicans in the general election. The Democratic Party is run by corporations, right? So if they weren't so greedy and filthy and didn't have their heads so firmly up their ass, they would realize that actually centrists are why they lose. But they know this. They don't want far left people winning. Because guess what? Ocasio-Cortez, she's not taking money from the big lobby groups. So they need candidates that will take money from the big lobby groups and honestly don't care if they win or lose. They would rather lose to Republicans than let progressives take over their party. That's what this is. Other people are calling it out, though. Dan Pfeiffer. Blue check, this is an objectively terrible execution of an even more terrible idea. This was in the Intercept. Yeah, this is the Intercept's article. Our gal Pelosi. It's the Democratic Party just, when it gets completely dismantled or Trump wins another term, it'll be because of shit like this. This is why they'll win a second term, because of crap like this. And I hear people, like Hollywood people that I know, like, well, we stop with the far left. We need to run a centrist. Oh, because that worked so well last time. And now your Russian collusion thing's gone. So, maybe Hillary actually lost because she cheated progressives out of a real candidate. A bunch of people bailed. She ran a shitty campaign. She didn't campaign in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. And instead of, going to those states, she went to big fundraisers in New York and San Francisco and Chicago and LA, while Trump was going to every red state that had been abandoned by the Democrats. That's what he did. Oh, maybe we can pick up some swing states. Let's run another centrist. This will work. This is a cynical, stupid idea that will only hurt the party going forward, and a perfect example of how the Democrats would rather back a middle-of-the-road near Republican instead of new progressive voices like Presley or Ocasio-Cortez. If we continue down this road, there's a good chance 2020 will be 2014 or even 2010 all over again. That's what's going to happen. So if they screw Bernie, here's what I hope. I hope they do screw Bernie and he says, fuck this, I'm running as an independent. Even though whatever he said, oh, I'll stick with the party, and just goes, nope, I'm done. I'm done. And they form a third party, and the Democratic Party just gets dismantled, because this is just pathetic. It's offensive. It's offensive to democracy. This is an offense to democracy. This is not a representative democracy. This is mob tactics. You know, this is a mob tactic. Well, you can go, you know, I'm just saying, you don't back the incumbent. You know, maybe you fall down a flight of stairs or something like that. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Be a real shame if you broke some kneecaps on accident because you worked with somebody trying to primary an incumbent. You know what I mean? Guys fall downstairs all the time. Thanks for supporting the show, you guys. Progressive Comedy Tour. We're coming to Texas April 12th through the 15th, guys. Get your tickets. Get your friends to come out. Bring organizations. We're working on getting Our Voice is coming to the shows in Salt Lake City. We're getting more there, seeing if they have volunteers and stuff in other cities. We're getting movement for a People's Party to come out to the shows. Come out to the shows, guys. If we have good ticket sale numbers, we'll come back to those cities. If we don't, it's hard to justify it financially. So 12 through 15, Fort Worth, Houston, San Antonio, Austin. May 11 and 12, Salt Lake City. May 13, Boise. June 12 through 19, East Coast, DC, Baltimore, Philly, New Haven, Connecticut, New York City, and Boston. Go to GrahamElwood.com and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. YouTube is unsubscribing people again and all that stuff. They're demonetizing videos again. There's about a 4 or 5 month window where they didn't do that really, and now they're back to doing it again. So, and watch the ads all the way through. When you click skip ad, I don't get paid. Thank you so much for watching the show, and you are all political vigilantes.